Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, Nakba Day 2018. Scripture reference is out of Genesis 16, verses 11 and 12. And the angel of the Lord said to her, Behold, you are pregnant, and shall bear a son. You shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has listened to your affliction. He shall be a wild donkey of a man, his hand against everyone, and everyone's hand against him, and he shall dwell over against all his kinsmen. Well, these are the sons of Ishmael in action today. And here we are, Nakba Day 2018. And these are some little videos provided by the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces. And the last 2 months of riots down on the Gaza Strip have all been leading up to May 15, or Nakba Day, when Hamas is planning a mass infiltration, but the IDF won't let it happen. Now, I'm going to play this just to give you guys a flavor of what's going on. These are about 1 to 2 minute videos. They're going to be scattered throughout this post. I highly recommend watching them. They're very informative and interesting. And here's a little taste of what this is about. So I'll give you a little bit of an idea of what that's all about. And again, it's Nakba is the word for catastrophe in the Arabic. Palestinians remember the day after Israeli independence in 1948. Palestinians were removed from their land and scattered because of the Jewish, quote, occupation. Now, Palestinians also carry a key as a symbol of remembrance, and the key is a reminder of the houses they were forced out of when Israel became a nation and occupied the land. And their hope is to take back the land and their homes. Now, as you can see, this day is commemorated with skirmishes against the Israeli Defense Forces. Activities include Molotov cocktails, throwing rocks, burning tires, roadside bombs, terror kites, arson, grenades, pipe bombs, and destruction of property. Sounds like some good family fun down there on the Gaza Strip. If you're interested in pictures, highly recommend this link right here, theguardian.com. 2018 70th anniversary Nakba Day in pictures. These are some outstanding pictures of what was going on down on the Gaza Strip, or in the Gaza Strip on the Gaza-Israeli border. Now, this has been occurring for weeks and a couple of months leading up to Nakba Day. Yesterday, a terror attack was foiled by the IDF. At least 59 Palestinians were killed. That number's up over 60 now, along with 2,800 injuries yesterday alone. And this took place as the United States moved its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And before all this started, IDF jets distributed leaflets warning against approaching the security fence. So don't do it, or this is what's going to happen. So here's they dropped leaflets to the folks in the Gaza Strip. In recent weeks, Hamas has been carrying out violence and terror against Israel and its boundaries and the Gaza Strip. Hamas is trying to hide its many failures by endangering your lives. At the same time, Hamas is stealing your money and using it to dig tunnels at your expense, which most have been blown up anecdotally. You deserve a better government and a better future. The IDF is warning you against approaching the security fence. The IDF is determined to protect Israel's citizens and sovereignty against Hamas's attempts to terrorize us under the pretense of violent riots. Do not approach the security fence and do not participate in Hamas's life-threatening farce. So they dropped these in the Gaza Strip. Did it stop these people from doing stuff? No. Israel has responded. The international outcry has been that Israel is using excessive force against these poor people. They responded with gunfire, mostly tried to shoot people below the knees, shoot them in the legs, launch tear gas, and there were some air-to-ground missiles as well. If you're interested in more detail, check out the link at theguardian.com. Palestinians to bury 58 people killed in U.S. embassy protests. Now, inside the Gaza Strip, the terrorist group Hamas is threatening more violence. In response, Israel has indicated it will assassinate Hamas leadership if the violence continues. Now, Israel sent this message to Hamas through the Egyptian press. If the protests continue, the assassinations will return. And that's a quote from an Israeli security official. Protests continue, we will assassinate your leaders. And there's a link to that, timesofisrael.com. Israel threatens to kill Hamas leaders if riots continue, report. And in closing up here, we got some examples here of the, quote, peaceful protests observed by the Palestinians down on the Gaza-Israeli border. These are all about a minute apiece. How would you feel if this was 1 mile from your home? It's a pretty good question. A second one, Hamas is killing Gaza. This talks about the destruction of infrastructure that Hamas has engaged in, blowing up their own pipes, gas and oil, gasoline, natural gas. 15,000 people participated in riots along the Gaza border. This was dated May 11th. So, yesterday's actions were bigger than the 15,000. Some estimate it to be 20 to 25,000 people participated in riots. And, they hurled pipe bombs, rocks, grenades, sabotage security infrastructure, and, of course, burned some tires. And then this is probably a very good one, too. This is a 1-minute video on Hamas provided by the Israeli Defense Forces. It defines who and what Hamas is. So, there you have it, Nakba Day 2018. If you're interested in this, I would recommend you go to paulthepoke.com. And I think you can find this under the category of Gaza Strip Philistia. That's where the ancient Philistines were located. Some giant got his due down there. Goliath from the same area. So it's in the southwest corner of Israel down there on the Egyptian border on the Mediterranean Sea. So appreciate you guys listening. Hope you have a good day. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.